My research on HIV infection has been fascinating to me because it's really it's helped us to understand potentially the role that microbes play in diseases that people with HIV have at increased incidence. But also, HIV is an interesting system because the virus attacks primarily kind of the quarterback of the adaptive immune system, the CD4 positive T cells. And you think of HIV as a state of immune suppression, but in fact, people with HIV actually can have more chronic inflammation or an activated state in the gut. So it's not that their whole immune system is suppressed. It's one specific important arm of the immune system that's mostly affected. And so by looking at HIV, I feel like we've also been able to get a better understanding that the role of adaptive immunity in shaping the gut microbiome in health. And we and other research groups have found over several papers over the past year actually have independently reported that people with HIV do have dramatic changes in the composition of their microbes and of their gut microbes, whether you look all the way up from the small intestine down through the colon to the feces, very dramatic and characteristic differences. And what's interesting too is, these days in this country, most people with HIV, their virus is suppressed by using antiretroviral therapy, but their microbes don't return for some reason. And so people with HIV are living a long time with HIV and also a long time with this very altered microbiome. And at the same time, they suffer from many diseases at increased incidence that have been linked with the microbiome. They have more metabolic disease, more cardiovascular disease. And so that's actually a research direction my lab is pursuing at the moment to try to understand in individuals living a long time with HIV and ART, is there a link between this altered microbe composition in their gut and metabolic disease? Some of the microbes that we are seeing disappearing with HIV are ones that are known to induce these T regulatory cells. And so these are the anti-inflammatory types of T cells. And they're the CD4 positive cells, the same one that HIV targets, are ones that can be these T regulatory cells. And so it seems that some microbes seem that induce these cells to be anti-inflammatory seem to disappear. And what I kind of think is that what's going on is that those microbes, those beneficial microbes, have come to rely on that arm of the immune system just to persist. And so when that arm of the immune system is compromised, they can't live anymore in the gut. They are co-evolved, to depend on our adaptive immune system. And when it's compromised, they can't survive anymore. So that's kind of one of our core hypotheses that we're trying to look at. We're trying to really understand who are the T regulatory cell inducing bacteria in the gut, and are those, when we look more broadly across this class, is it just sort of these certain microbes that we've already seen that are Tregs that are dramatically being reduced, or is this a more general phenomenon? Our strongest phenotype was actually that people with HIV looked like people who lived in other agrarian cultures who ate different types of diets. And it was totally something I didn't expect, but it made me start to think about the role that the adaptive immune system plays in shaping our gut microbes to our environment, and that's not a passive relationship, and that when the adaptive immune system is compromised, then you sort of lose that ability to have microbes that are dynamic and respond to your diet. And so those correlations seem to go away. And that was something that was very interesting that I didn't expect at first to see at all.